Hey everybody, I'm Amy.
I'm Dan.
We're the Hustle Couple coming at you today with May's Bangers.
All bangers, no pingers here today.
Our, people on our YouTube Live have been using this term bangers. We love it.
Yeah, we do.
So today we have 20 items that sold in May.
Yep.
In less than 7 days.
That is awesome.
They were listed, seriously, less than a week,
yeah.
And they sold. So we think this video is going to be pretty valuable. Not only did they sell in less than a week, they sold for over $20.
Okay.
Profit.
That's
Take
important.
home, in my pocket pay.
Okay.
So after cost of goods are taken out and after the platform fees, including heavy promotions on eBay sometimes, we still made, and we're going to tell you exactly what profit. We're going to include screenshots for each of these so you can see the date it was listed, when it sold, and how much our cost of goods. I'll go over it, but you can see it, how we put it in the analytics. So it's very, very transparent for you. Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay, and we're going to explain, why we think these things sold so quickly. And if you're watching this in the future, this is May of 2022.
Right.
Season and year matter
They sure
when we're
do.
talking about reselling, because things can switch on a switch on a dime. How do you do a dime?
Turn.
All right. Okay. All right. The first thing that sold, these are in alphabetical order.
Okay.
The first thing was this Brooks Ease sport coat.
Nice.
Do you want to talk about Brooks Ease?
Yeah, it's a sub line of from Brooks Brothers, and it's usually a lighter fabric, may or may not be unstructured, and it's a summer. It's usually got the half lining.
Okay.
So it's definitely a seasonal sale.
Cool.
It's a summer sport coat.
And how much would you pay for something like this? What would be your cap?
$6.99 probably.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you the real facts.
Okay.
This was listed for 3 days.
Nice.
We paid $4.79 for it.
Which is probably $6.99 minus the 15%.
Sure. And
or whatever, yeah.
we go to different thrift stores. We don't really pay full price at the thrift.
Yeah.
We go on sale days only.
Yeah.
We're like that. We're about to film a haul, and you're about to find out. And we made $48.70 in profit.
Love it.
That's amazing.
I love it. And I keep saying, I think the menswear suiting section in particular is the most underutilized and untapped resource in any thrift store.
You heard it here. The next purchase you picked up were these Callaway golf shoes for women.
Yeah.
They were listed for 1 day. We paid $12.91 for them.
Yep.
And our profit was $35.38.
Cool. I don't know a whole lot about shoes, and even less about golf shoes. So they looked really new. They looked brand new almost. Mm-hmm. And I know Callaway is a really popular golf brand, so I picked them up and I comped them in store, and there was very few listed, and I think 2 or 3 solds and only 1 pair listed. The sell-through rate was really, really good, so that's why I grabbed them.
Great.
Yep.
And they sold internationally, just let you know, a little caveat. So I think some people have saved searches, because anytime it sells in 0 or 1 days, normally the people are like chomping at the bit to buy it. So that's something to know. Just keep it in your mind castle there.
Oh.
Okay, the next was a pair of shoes as well.
Man, shoes have been selling lately.
These were from a brand called Quirkies, and they were platform wedges, which is pretty standard for that brand.
Okay, you know all about these.
They're a comfort brand, and people love them because they don't look like a comfort. They don't look like shape-ups. You're not going to
get somebody looking at you like, do those serve an orthopedic function?
No, these are really trendy. They are a summer shoe. They're a sandal, so seasonal again. Okay. They were listed for 2 days. We paid $3.91 for them. I find that the thrift does not mark up this brand. Our thrifts don't. Mm-hmm. And we made $25.39 profit.
Sweet.
Cool, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the next is an oldie but a goodie.
Okay.
This is a classic Diane von Furstenberg silk wrap dress.
Nice.
We have some things to say about these.
We do. We love picking them up. Every DVF, like legit wrap dress that we find, we pick up. Caveat, unless it's like $20 or...
Yeah, we don't pay up for these.
No, but they will sell every single time if you price them correctly.
We think that the prints do better than the...
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a solid black would do okay. We have sold a couple of those. But the prints seem to really sell them. Like a bright yellow floral print we sold very quickly. This was a pink with rings on it.
Yeah.
It was cute. It sold in 6 days.
Awesome.
We paid $4.99 for it. And that's normal for our thrift stores. They don't really mark up DVF. They don't know what they're doing on that brand. But they mark up other stuff. Old Navy, hey, I'm looking at you. Okay, and we made $47.20 profit.
Excellent. In most cases, in the DVF dresses, there's a tag on the inside on the waist. And it tells you the name of the dress, so it'll really help you look it up.
Yep. All the wrap dresses have a lady name.
Yep.
Okay. The next are no surprise, Eileen Fisher gray lounge pants.
Okay.
And these, we've been listing a lot of Eileen Fisher pants, but we have 2 on this list that sold because they were seasonal, I think, colors and fabrics.
Okay.
These were very cotton-esque, very lightweight with a drawstring. They sold in 3 days. We paid $3.08 for them, and we made $29.82 profit.
Awesome.
Off of 1 pair of pants.
Love it. Love it.
The next one were also Eileen Fisher pants. These were white. They sold in 3 days, but I think they sold over a weekend. So it may have been that they sold in 1 day because we just do our bookkeeping on Monday.
Right on.
So when I say 3 days and we listed them on Friday, they may have sold Friday night. They sold very, very quickly. It's very hard to pick up white, obviously, at the thrift, but we did check these over under our lights really well to make sure they were good.
Yep.
We paid $3.08 for these, and $34.85 was our profit on that pair of pants.
Awesome.
We did sell a lot of Eileen Fisher pants, but not in the 7-day span that was required for this video.
Yeah. And anybody that's been watching for a while, you know we've been listing and selling those things for a long time.
Yes. We came into a lot of them at an estate sale and bought every pair. We have hundreds of pairs of Eileen Fisher pants.
Yeah.
They are in larger sizes, so I can't comment on whether the size is helping to sell them because we don't have smaller ones to compare.
Right.
I would guess that maybe that's true. Okay, all of our pants are large, extra large, and some of them are even plus size.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready? The next one is from our haul that we did for sell-through rate.
Yes.
This Eric Javits purse. It sold in 7 days.
Nice.
And we paid $4.99 for it and made $27.82 profit.
Sweet.
So that's pretty great for a bag that looked nondescript. If you look at the photos we're showing, it's like no one would have picked up that bag.
No, it looks like a beach bag.
It's a beach bag. But if you picked it up, you would have been like, this is heavy.
It's nice.
This is heavy. So I recommend that brand. I have another one that I'm going to list. It's the signature. It's called like Squishy. It's this rattan tan straw. It looks like straw, but it feels heavier than that.
Yeah.
It's called Squishy, I think. Anyway, look for Eric Javits. There's a gold tag in the middle of the bag, like on the little zipper pocket inside. Incredibly fast sell-through rate.
Speaking of,
go ahead.
this is a fresh produce top, and you grab every single one of these that you find from this brand.
Yeah. This was plain. Normally these have like very loud prints. They'll have like cartoon fish. It's very strange, right? They were very popular in the late 90s, early 2000s, still going strong. This was just plain black, but it was new at tags.
Okay.
It was a size 2X. I don't know whether the size matters in this brand because we did sell another fresh produce that was an extra small. We just sold in like 11 days and not 7, okay?
Right.
So I'm not sure that size matters. I think people that love this brand, I don't know whether they still sell it. I don't know much about it. All I know is that it was at the thrift. I picked it up. We paid $3.59 for it, even new at tags. And it was listed for 6 days. And we made $27.09 in profit.
Sweet.
Okay?
All right.
These you got.
I did. I found these. These are some really cool Chuck Taylor looking Frye shoes. And they were just sitting on an end cap. Kind of nondescript. I guess somebody didn't, I don't know what happened. I saw the Frye on the back of the sole and grabbed them immediately. Paid up a little bit, yeah.
Oh, we never pay this much.
Yeah, but...
He paid $16.91.
But I knew they would sell.
And they sure did in 6 days. And we made, in our pockets, $58.58.
And that's with them slightly flawed as well.
They were flawed.
Yeah.
We just pointed it out.
Yep.
A lot of the things on this list were kind of flawed. We'll tell you about that. And that's that's another lesson from May, that you can still sell flawed items for good money if they're the right style.
Yeah, as long as you're honest and disclose everything, most people don't have issues with it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, this was the banger to beat all bangers.
All right, here we go.
This was a hat that Dan found at the bins.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It was a tan hat with a black Ghostbusters logo from the new Ghostbusters that just came out recently.
No, it wasn't. It was from 2016.
2016?
It was not the new
Not the
Ghostbusters.
new.
It was from 2016 Ghostbusters.
Okay.
But it was a collaboration with the rapper Nas.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know this when we picked it up,
Had
okay?
no clue.
So we do average cost of goods at the bins, and that day our average cost of goods was 49 cents.
Sweet.
This hat, there was no other ones listed. There was some sold in different years, nothing recent, right?
Mm-hmm.
I probably said it like 60, I think,
Yeah.
which I thought was crazy. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? I was just going to leave it there for a couple weeks and then maybe bump it down. No. It sold in 45 minutes.
45 minutes, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And we made $38.69 profit
That's awesome.
after fees and everything.
That's awesome.
On a Bins hat.
Bins hat.
Okay, and we got
And we
great
don't know
feedback.
anything about hats.
We
I
do
know.
not
I
know.
know that there's people that's their whole thing. So.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you can't resell it.
Right.
I had that hat sitting on my desk for probably 2 months because I was scared to list it. Why? It's just a hat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're at home and you have good things or potentially good things that you don't even know are good, like that hat, just list it. Don't sit on this stuff. Okay, the next is something I picked up. It was a Hawaiian. Okay, first of all, I messed up on it. It was a Hawaiian Tropic, very loud camp shirt, which is a button-down, like loose-fitting shirt you wear in the summertime. It was like a vacation shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was, we call it Hawaiian Punch.
Yeah.
And I was super stoked about it. I was
You
like,
just
oh.
saw the Hawaiian and the loud graphics, and you were like, "Give me that!"
But either way, so I got it home and I thought it was a pinger, which is something that you think is good but is not good. Look at these terms people are giving us. I love it. And so we listed it, and was listed for 4 days. We paid $3.59 for it, and it sold for. And then the profit was $26.27.
All right, sweet. That means it sold for what, over $30?
Yeah, and it went international.
Yeah.
It sold so quickly.
Yeah.
And it was made of just 100% polyester.
Oh,
it was
like the super.
It was not
fakest
good
plastic
as far as
shirt ever.
quality. The graphic was.
It was excellent.
It was excellent. So you're noticing I'm not giving you the sale price, and there's a reason for that. I don't think it matters.
Right.
I don't. I think what matters and what most reselling content is eliminating is the profit. Because if we paid $30 for that shirt and then we only made $26.27 profit, we're losing money, right? So I'm only giving you the profit numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how much it sold for. I care how much they gave me to put in my bank,
Right.
okay? If you want to know how much things sell for, pause the video, look at the screenshot. It is on there.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
The next.
Was a pair of Hunter rain boots. These were mine, and I just never wore them. They were always just a little bit too small. So, because they only come in full sizes. So
Sure.
I guess I have to step it up. But yeah, listed them finally, and they sold immediately to somebody that needed them very, very badly, and they were very thankful to have them.
Yeah, and we took a lower offer because we wanted the quick flip. It
Yep.
sold in 1 day, meaning it sold overnight, and we made $44.45 in profit.
Sweet.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay, the next is one of our favorite things on the planet to sell.
Yep, it's a J.Crew Ludlow sport coat. I usually don't pick up a lot of J.Crew, with the exception of the Ludlow sport coat. I try to only buy and flip the higher end sport coats, like I said, but this one is a guaranteed seller.
Mm-hmm.
People love it, they know their size, and they know they can get it on eBay for around, what, $50, $60, something
Yeah.
like that. I mean, I'll get it every single time.
And if we are recommending people that are just starting in menswear, we always recommend J.Crew Ludlow blazers if you
Yep.
can find them, or sport coats. They
Yep.
make both.
Yep.
This was listed for 4 days. We paid $7.99 for it, which is pretty high for us. Because here's the thing: the
Yeah.
Zanias and the Canalis aren't marked up; they're $3.99 at our thrift, but the J.Crew is marked up.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're paying a little bit more. I know you're like $7.99 is not that much, but
That's about the cap.
yeah, but we're paying a little bit more for the quick flip.
Yep.
So our profit into our bank was $43.05 on that.
Nice.
Okay, the next thing is something I found at the bins.
Uh-oh, Bin's find.
This was a 4-pack of Kodak film.
This is great.
Basically, if it's at the bins and it has a barcode, I'm putting it in my cart.
Yeah.
In my bag. We don't have carts at our bins.
Mm-mm.
There were 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, our trip to the bins that day, everything broke down to 37 cents each.
Awesome.
We sold this in 6 days.
Mm-hmm.
And our profit was, and I think it was shorter than that. I think that was over a weekend.
Yeah.
So I think it was around 3 days.
Yeah.
And our profit was $40.33.
Yep. And also, it went international
Mm-hmm.
to Greece on the slow boat. We shipped it in, I think it was early to mid-May, and it's not getting to the guy until July? Yeah, it's whoa. Anyway, the lesson here is if you find old media that's obsolete and like new in the package still, somebody on eBay is looking for it.
For sure.
Yep.
Okay, this was very surprising to me. This was in the old death pile. This was an Orvis Harris Tweed sport coat.
Mm-hmm.
Harris Tweed, a lot of people call things Harris Tweed that are not Harris Tweed. It needs to say explicitly inside the jacket the words Harris Tweed.
And it usually has a very big, distinct label. Like it's usually bigger than the designer label.
It's a specialty weave and people pay good money for it.
Yeah.
The thing that's surprising to me is it's Orvis, and Orvis doesn't normally sell quickly or for a lot for us.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people make their bread and butter there. We don't. And it's summer. And Harris Tweed is specifically made for cold weather.
It's really thick and heavy, and I had a hard time folding it and getting it into the box because it was fighting me.
This sold in 0 days, meaning it sold the same day we listed it.
Yeah.
We paid $1.99 for it, which must have been half price at the thrift.
Probably.
We made $75.33 profit.
Boom! Banger!
Yes. So again, here's the tip here.
Hot tip!
There are no seasons on eBay. So I know people squirrel away stuff. Just list it. Just list it. You just don't know. Because guess what? This person needed this for some reason. Maybe they live in Australia or they're taking a trip.
Right.
They needed an off-season thing. And where do you go when you need something off-season? You can't go to the store.
Can't do it.
You gotta go online, right? And you're gonna come buy it from me.
Yep.
So I would even argue that maybe listing off-season stuff might even be better.
Could be advantageous, yeah.
All right. Next.
Woo! This was this is the banger of the month right here.
Banger of the month. BOM. Okay. Okay, so this was a made in USA OshKosh bagosh 2-piece children baby clothes thing.
You've been looking for vintage made in the USA OshKosh ever since you started looking at baby clothes.
Yeah. Probably a year now, and I've never found a single piece that was made. I find a lot of OshKosh, none of it made in the USA. But Dan was kind of swarming around me at the thrift. He starts to swarm when he's ready to go. And I'm like, I got a feeling about these baby clothes. And he's like, all right. He was real cool about it. He's like, I'm just going to go keep looking at this plush. I'll put this back, because we had gone through our cart. Mm-hmm. And he came back to get the cart, and I'm like, found a banger. I knew it was there. I had this. You guys have that where you have like this sixth sense where you're like, right around here. Anyway, the fact that it was 2 pieces was great. The jumper, it's like a little dress. It was made of denim, which is great for OshKosh. It didn't look like denim.
And it was white.
It was white. It was perfect. Everything about it. There was no stains. It was absolutely, and I put that in the description. Very rare. I couldn't find a comp. Yeah. So I live listed this, and I was like, yo, I'm going to go at $225. And everybody was like, really? I'm like, yeah, let's just see what happens. Let's see if I get an offer. Because I put on best offers. Mm-hmm. Between ending the live listing and coming into the room where we're filming now, maybe, I said 7 minutes, but it may have been like 4.
Less. I think it was like 4 minutes.
We got a $200 offer. I was like, I couldn't click yes fast enough.
So she turned the phone and she's like, I should take this, right? And I'm like, yes, absolutely.
So we turned $6.99, which was the price that I paid for that, which is kind of high for baby clothes. Mm-hmm. And we made $143.41 in profit. Nice. I messed up and put on promotions too soon on that. So I did pay $20 in promotions that I didn't need to pay because it didn't need to be promoted. Obviously, someone had a safe search, right?
Well,
but we still made $143 profit.
Learned. Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome. Man. Love it.
I know. Okay, this one you got.
What did I get? It's a Peter Millar polo shirt, golf shirt, with the Texas. Was it the Texas flag one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Peter Millar is a bread and butter for us. It sells relatively well if priced right. And they usually sell for around $25 to $30. So I don't pick them up unless I can get it for what I get. $5.50. That's high.
No.
$1.99. That's the sweet spot.
Yeah.
$2 is great for a Peter Millar shirt because, like I said, it'll go for 25 to 30. I would not pay more than $5 for a polo shirt.
And we also don't mind if it has an insignia embroidered in it. Particularly the Texas flag was fine because we live in Texas. If you live in a state and they have a state flag or something kind of benign, or the Masters logo is great.
Yeah, a lot of them will have golf course or country club logos embroidered either on the chest or on the sleeve. As long as you note it, you don't even really have to know which one it's from.
Yeah.
Just note it, take a picture of it. They all usually will sell.
So this sold in 6 days. It was $1.99, like we said. We made $20.53 pure profit.
Sweet.
Okay, the next one is something that if you're a YouTube watcher, you would not have picked up because all of YouTube has turned. Okay? But we have not. We are people that use our little paws and fingers and feel for quality at the thrift store. And if it's quality made, we will consider it. We will look up sell-through rate no matter what. We are not brand people. We are quality people. Mm-hmm. And I suggest anybody watching this to rethink that whole notion of brand is the only thing that sells something. This is a theory blazer for men. And most of YouTube says, oh, theory just sits for me. I hear it all the time.
Yeah.
Guess who sells theory all the time? We do. Okay, so this was a men's theory blazer, which also people say you can't sell men's theory.
I've sold multiple.
It sold in 6 days.
Sweet.
We paid $5.59 for it and made $35.41 profit.
Cool. So the sales price was probably around $45 to $50.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And I think it was actually a little over 50.
Okay, 55.
So pricing it right in the sweet spot where it will sell. I think also the style of theory blazers is quite slim fit.
Yeah.
And a lot of people know what size they wear. They've been to the theory outlet or they've been to the theory store on Rodeo Drive or wherever you've been, right? And you're like, oh, that was a really nice blazer. I wish I could get another one. And they're really expensive retail. I mean, like, really expensive. So if you're, like Dan wears theory. So if you're someone that wears this brand, you know. And he's always on the lookout at the thrift. I bet you bought that because you wanted it. Probably. So anyway.
I can never find my size. Not never, but it's very rare.
But if you had to go to an event, wouldn't you go on and just search for it and then buy it off eBay?
Probably.
Because you know what size you were.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one, also YouTube tells you not to buy. I bought it. It is a Tory Burch. This was a gorgeous blouse, and it had rhinestones all the way around. And normally, rhinestones in the thrift store is not a good combination. Normally, there's some like
chipped or missing.
It's all, and you're like, oh, I can't. This was flawless. Every single rhinestone, all the way down it, and on the sleeves and everything was intact.
Yep.
It was listed for 5 days. It sold for, we paid $5.98 for it because the thrift store didn't mark it up. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And we made $73.63 profit.
Yes.
It was just high quality. I do not look at tags. So I watch people at the thrift store, and I wish we could get some thrift video. We really are going to Colorado. Maybe this weekend we could try.
We'll try.
We'll bring the gimbal.
Yeah.
And so when I watch people thrifting, and this is what I'm going to say probably try not to do. They thrift and they're looking at the tag and they'll move the hanger, look at the tag, move the hanger. Instead of feeling the garments down. You can feel it. If you train yourself, you can feel quality before you can see the brand tag. And that's how I am able to get through an entire thrift store in a couple of hours instead of 8 hours.
Yeah.
Because how much time does it take to
oh my God.
look at every single label? Do I miss some? Probably.
Yeah.
But how many do I catch? Because I'm able to cover the entire thrift store. We have huge thrift stores in Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, the last one.
This was a Vineyard Vines? Was this the performance?
Yes.
Yeah, the polo.
This was a what?
I'm sorry, I was...
Yes.
Okay, I know what you're saying. Vineyard Vines is super saturated on eBay, and it is. That's why I don't usually pick it up for a multitude of reasons. The first one being it's pretty saturated. But also, thrift stores here have marked it up like mad. This one slipped through because it was the performance polo, and it's like it just says it on the back of the inside of the shirt, kind of faintly. It was what, $3.99? Yeah. But I checked the sell-through rate in the store before I bought it. Excuse me. And the sell-through rate for the performance polos is still really, really good. So that's why I got
much better than just like a regular Vineyard Vines t-shirt or a regular polo.
button down or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it depends on the different model, which I think is also important.
For sure.
So this is the other thing. Don't just write off a brand for that, because in our heads, we don't really pick up Vineyard Vines. Except there's an exception right here, right? We paid $3.99. It was listed for only 6 days and sold for $20.40. We had another profit of $20.40. And we had another one that was listed, and it just broke. It was like 8 days, and it sold too. So the sell-through rate will never lie to you. It never will. A brand name will lie to you. Just like Vineyard Vines, writing it off. That lies. Because it doesn't tell the whole story. Yeah. And the whole story is there's this subset of Vineyard Vines that flips super quick. And that's the game that we're in. That was our total goal for the month of May, was to flip things and flip them as fast as humanly possible for as much money as we could. Yeah. And so we stopped bringing in crap to our house. We brought in, we showed you videos. We only brought in. So in total, we spent $97.22 on these items. We do not pay sales tax on our purchases, because we have a reseller permit in the state of Texas. Yep. Out of that $97.22, we made $896.33 in pure, honest-to-goodness profit.
That's awesome.
We made $800 on 20 things in the month of May that sold in less than a week. That's incredible.
That is really awesome.
Without the focus this month, we wouldn't have been able to make this video another month. Like in March or February or last November, we didn't have this. I wrote it all down here. This didn't exist. I couldn't have made this video of 20 things. Maybe we would have had like 4 of that quick of flips for over $20. We do flip like junk pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's true.
But I only picked the things that were over $20 because that's in our minds what we're always going for, that crisp $20 bill in our pocket. Yeah.
And I mean, we're getting better at what we're doing. This is just proof.
And I hope that you guys, and we're not experts, but I'm trying to give you the tips. Maybe you could be, the lagging 1 month behind us and do exactly this same approach, and maybe you can make $800 on 20 items in less than a week. I don't see why you couldn't. Yeah. It's all about sell-through rate. It's all about looking up, feeling for quality, checking for flaws, which we're getting better at. Yeah. We used to come home with so much flawed stuff. And then the number one thing is the sell-through rate. That's it. There's no secrets in reselling. It's all there for you.
That's right.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Thank you guys so very much for hanging out with us. We hope you learned something. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. We would really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.